the day after Mother's Day. I had to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go get an ultrasound to hear that I have a gallbladder that was supposed to be removed in like 2012, 2013. Oh no. Thank you guys for watching. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Yes, my first video is in my car. But it's like that sometimes when you're on the go. So before I get into this, like and subscribe, because you guys are going to want to be on this journey with me. Like, I'm so confused on what's going on, and you're like probably like, what is she talking about? But I'm about to get into that. So about like 3 weeks ago, I kept throwing up like all my food. Every time I would eat, probably like an hour to an hour and a half later, I would be throwing up. So I called my doctor and I was like, hey, look, this is what's going on, right? And because who wants to go to an emergency room during COVID? Not me. So my doctor was like, okay, take a pregnancy test and I'm going to have you come into the office. So I took a pregnancy test, nothing. So I took a pregnancy test. Even though I'm on birth control, you just never know, right? So that came out negative. I went for blood work. Everything came out good. So then he sent me to a gastrologist, and we spoke, and then she recommended that I went for a test called the upper endoscopy. Well, it's actually a procedure. So I went. Shout out to my babe. He took me. Woke up 6 o'clock in the morning to take me, because you cannot drive afterwards. So I went and everything came out, like the procedure went smooth, everything was fine. And the doctor's like, from the results, because prior to going, I did not eat. I obviously didn't eat that morning, and my last meal the previous day was probably like 8 o'clock. So my last meal was probably like the day before, about like 8 o'clock or something. And so he's like, by this time your food should have been digested. There's no reason why you should have this much food, like as if you just ate this morning. So he's like, your food's not breaking down properly. And then we're just going over our results, which I will include that picture of the stomach. And if you guys are like one of those people that can't handle certain things, don't look. But it was kind of interesting. It was like, dang, see the inside of your stomach. Anyways, so then my doctor also, the gastrologist also put in an order for me to go get an ultrasound, which was today. And I go get my ultrasound, and back in like 2012, 2013, I got mine. So back in 2012, 2013, I went and got my gallbladder removed because I ended up having gallstones. Terrible pain. That's another story. But so when I go for the ultrasound, the lady screens me. She asking me screening questions, and I explained to her, like, yes, I have my gallbladder removed. And she's like, okay. So as she's doing the ultrasound, she's asking me questions like, hey, where did you get your gallbladder removed? So I'm telling her where I got it, and I was like, do you see any gallstones? And she's like, well, you should not have any gallstones if you don't have a gallbladder. So I'm like, okay, like whatever. So then everything went smooth for that. And then she's like, give it like 24 hours to 48 hours for your results to come into your My Chart, or for the physician to contact you. So I'm like, okay. I left about my business. And I went to Walmart. Now Walmart's probably like 10, 15 minutes from the hospital where I went to go get my tests done. So I go, and I'm in Walmart, and I get a call from the hospital, from my physician office, which I already know. So I answer, because I'm like, oh wow, like that was fast. Like, she's got to be calling me with the results, and if so, that was pretty fast. Like, something must be going on or something. Because I don't know, I was looking at the ultrasoundist when she was doing it, and it was just like weird. Like, obviously she can't diagnose anything because she's basically doing her job. She's not the doctor. So anyways, so I'm like, you know, I answer the phone, and then my doctor, she's like, I wanted to give you a call because I was looking into your results from the ultrasound. And she's like, this is gonna sound crazy, like a crazy question, and please forgive me for asking you this. And I'm like, okay, what is she gonna say? Like, now I'm nervous. I'm like, what is going on? So then she's like, I recall you saying that you had your gallbladder removed, right? And I was like, yes. And she was like, okay, this is gonna sound crazier. Like, are you sure that's what they removed? And I was like, well, I hope so, because I had gallstones, and like I have this big incision, like on the top of my abdominal area, or stomach area, whatever you want to call it. And like I was hospitalized for 30 days for this, like for this whole gallbladder, gallstone situation. So she's like, yeah, I thought I recalled you, you know, telling me that. So I'm like, yes, what's going on? So she's like, from the ultrasound, like, it looks like your gallbladder is still in. What? What do you mean my gallbladder is still there? Like, y'all don't understand. What? Like, I'm still like at awe about this, because I'm like, how can my gallbladder still be there? Like, I have this major incision. So I asked her, I'm like, can I ask you something? Like, would they have to do like a big incision if they're just removing the gallstones? So she's like, no. Like, she explained the procedure, everything I went through. She's like, if they go through your belly button with small incisions, and if they can't get it out that way, then they have to make a big incision. She explained. So the incision, one part of it is thicker than the other part. Like, it's like thick and then thin, right? So, which I'll probably post that too one day. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So she tells me, and I was like, yeah, like that's exactly how it looks, and that's, you know. And then I told her the whole story, like how I ended up finding out I had gallstones and everything about me being in the hospital, etc. So, guys, if I have my gallbladder, and all this time, like, I've thought that they took out my gallbladder. Like, what did they take out? What happened? Like I'm demanding answers now. So I called a hospital where I had the surgery done, and I'm now requesting medical records, because so now I'm gonna have to go for more tests, because she's like, now we have to see the whole anatomy of your body. Like, we have to see what's going on. My other specialist who did the upper endoscopy, he's gonna reach out to me probably tomorrow, and because they're both working on this now. Like, well, they were working on it prior, but like now they're like in major questions. She's like, you know, all of my years I never heard of this, like someone gallbladder being removed supposedly, but then it comes out on the ultrasound. Like, ultrasounds are efficient enough to like not make that major mistake, you know. Like, it's kind of hard when ultrasounds are not very accurate they're accurate, let me rephrase that, but they're not as accurate when being pregnant. That's why the weeks are always off sometimes and stuff like that when you're in your first trimester, right? But she's like, in this case, like a gallbladder, like that's something that an ultrasound's not going to pick up. And like I said in the beginning, and I knew something was wrong. I knew something had to be wrong when she asked me, where did I get my gallbladder removed from? Because that's like an irrelevant question, you know. Like, I already answered the question that I got it removed. Why want to know? And then she didn't say much after that, like, you know, or as far as saying it like in a relation. It just came from one conversation to the next as she was doing my ultrasound. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But guys, we're gonna find out what's going on, because if I have my gallbladder and I still have this, and I got this big incision, and like everything I went through with my gallbladder, that was a lot on me at the time. Like, I was hospitalized for 30 days. Like, that was major to me in a time. I was probably like only 18 years old. I couldn't work. I was bed rested for 6 weeks. It was a lot. Like, I'll make another video about that and my experience, just in case someone ever has to go through that. Like, you know, I'll make a video on like my experience with my whole gallbladder situation, the pain, everything, because I legit went to like 3 hospitals before I was diagnosed with gallstones, and the pain was severe. Like, it was just a lot. And that's why I'm saying, like, if these people made a mistake, look, they did. I'm just speechless. So like and subscribe so you guys could be on this journey with me, and you can find out what happened with my whole gallbladder situation, because I need answers. Like, thank you for watching. Again, excuse me, but I just had to get this out. Like, this is something that I had to get out, and to sit down and just record this. And the same way y'all be wearing makeup, like, my makeup is a filter right now because I ain't got time for that. You see my shirt? Like, I'm just out here chilling right now. Like,